Have you ever sat down to study, opened a book, and then just hit a wall? A wall of dread so thick it makes you feel physically tired? If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. We're about to tear down that wall and break free from that cycle of procrastination for good.
I mean, listen to this. This is from a university student on Reddit, and it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's that sinking feeling in your gut when the thing you know you have to do feels like the one thing you absolutely cannot do. It's paralyzing. And that's where we're starting.
So we're all taught to go out and find our motivation, right? But what if I told you that very idea is actually a trap? It's this belief that we need to feel ready, feel inspired before we can get to work. And that's a losing game, my friends. It leaves us sitting around waiting for a lightning bolt of inspiration that, let's be honest, rarely ever shows up.
Okay, so here's the textbook definition. Motivation is that internal state that gets you going. It's the engine. But here's the catch. See that word, state? That means it's tied to our emotions. And you know what our emotions are like? They're completely and totally unreliable.
And boom, here it is. This was the top voted response to that student's cry for help on Reddit. Talk about a bombshell, right? Eliminate all hope of motivation. It's a wild idea that just flips the whole script. It says, stop trying to catch this feeling that always gets away. So if motivation isn't the answer, what is?
The answer, according to our Reddit sage, is discipline. Now, hold on. This isn't about punishment or being miserable. Not at all. Think of discipline as a system. It's a well-oiled machine that you build, one that runs no matter how you're feeling on any given day. It's about switching from relying on a mood to relying on a method.
And this just lays it out so perfectly. Motivation, it's a spark. It's exciting for sure, but it fizzles out fast. Discipline, on the other hand, is a system. It's consistent. It's the difference between waiting for a gust of wind to fill your sails versus just picking up the oars and starting to row. One's a wish, the other's a plan.
This is the mindset shift right here. Your brain is going to scream at you that you're tired, you're bored, you're anxious, and a discipline-based system says, yeah, I hear you. Thanks for sharing. But your feelings don't get a vote. The plan is in charge. The system is in charge, not your mood. Okay, enough with the theory. How do we actually do this? Well, that Reddit comment laid out an entire playbook, a step-by-step guide. The user calls that overwhelming feeling a dragon, and this is how you slay it. Yeah, that's the tone. This isn't about gently nudging yourself. This is about taking control. It's time to get aggressive with your procrastination and fight back with a real, concrete strategy. So phase 1 is all about getting ready for battle. You take all that chaos swirling in your head and you get it down on paper. A huge, terrifying project like write 20-page term paper suddenly becomes a list of tiny things like find 5 sources or write 1 paragraph of the introduction. See what's happening? You're turning this giant, scary dragon into a bunch of tiny, manageable lizards. Next up is the daily ritual. This is your plan of attack. You don't try to conquer the world in one day. You pick just 3 things, 3 lizards to slay. Then you block out time in your calendar, and that time is sacred. It's a meeting with yourself that you cannot cancel. Phone goes on Do Not Disturb, you build a fortress of focus, and inside that fortress, the work gets done. Period. And oh, this is the best part. That feeling of finishing a small task and physically crossing it off your list, it's powerful. It creates its own momentum. It's a little hit of dopamine that proves to your brain, hey, look at that, I can do this. One small win at a time.
Seriously, do not skip this. This might be the secret ingredient to the whole thing. Discipline without reward is just a recipe for burnout. By scheduling real, actual, guilt-free fun, you're reinforcing the whole system. You're teaching your brain that hard, focused work leads directly to a reward. That's what makes it sustainable.
So here's the really cool part. This amazing advice from a stranger on the internet isn't just, a good idea. It's actually backed by decades of real psychological science. Let's connect the dots here and see why this system actually works to rewire your brain.
I mean, check this out. It lines up perfectly. Breaking down projects? That's classic goal-setting theory, which says specific, clear goals are way more effective than vague ones like study more. Crossing off tasks? That's reinforcement theory 101. You're giving yourself a positive consequence, a mini reward, which makes your brain want to do it again. And that scheduled work block? That's how you build the muscle of persistence, which is a key part of what we call motivation anyway.
Think of it like this. Motivation science talks about 2 kinds of fuel. Intrinsic is when you do something just because you love it. Extrinsic is when you do it for a reward, like a good grade or, say, guilt-free pizza and video games. When burnout has completely drained your intrinsic fuel tank, that love of learning, this discipline system cleverly builds a brand new, super reliable extrinsic engine to take over.
So let's wrap this up. That feeling of dread, that academic paralysis, it's a dragon, for sure. But it's a dragon you can absolutely slay. Not with some magical flash of inspiration, but with the good, old-fashioned, reliable tools of discipline. So here's your new mindset. Forget motivation, it's a flaky friend. Trust your system instead. Let your actions create the good feelings. Don't wait for the good feelings to create action. Break everything down into those small, slayable tasks, and please, reward yourself when you're done. You've earned it.
And this is how that Reddit comment ends. It's not just about study tips. It's a call to change your identity. A professional shows up. A professional does the work, whether they feel like it or not. It's about taking yourself and your work seriously. So I'll leave you with this one simple question. Don't think about the whole mountain of work. Forget the giant dragon. Just look at your list. What's the one tiny, slayable task you can cross off your list today? Go do that.